John, we spoke the other night and you said you were confident of doing a bit more business and getting a couple more loans in potentially in the window. You've made good on one of those with Logan Pye coming in from Burnley. Tell us about him and what he'll bring to your team.
Really good player. Me and Jed Brannan went to watch him last season, to be honest. We wanted to get him in last season. And he had a bit of a niggle after a pre-season game that we watched him, but we'd only seen 20 minutes and we'd seen enough of him playing within 20 minutes, that was, because he was good, very, very good at 1v1 situations, can handle the ball, good tactically when the ball's on the opposite side of the pitch, gets up and down, physical, as I said, so all-round player, and that's the reason why he's at Burnley, he's a top player.
What do you envisage his best position being for you? Because I think he's got quite a lot of versatility in there.
Yeah, I would say left-back, to be honest, out-and-out left-back, but a modern-day left-back which would get up and down and can defend. So first and foremost, I look at the playing in a certain position, can actually play that position. So if he is a left-back, can he defend? Because that's what you've got to do, defend. But your modern-day game now says you've got to get forward and assist and cross, and so he can do all that, but he can defend first and foremost. So that's what we liked about him when me and Jed first seen him. So as I said, it was one that we just kept an eye on all the time, and he's done really well last season when he got himself fit. So he's got past all his problems now, and we've got him, which we're pleased.
Just tell me a bit about the relationship you've developed with Burnley, because obviously that's two loan players from them this season, two loan players this week actually. You had Costello last year. How beneficial is it to both parties to be able to do business like this?
Well, it is, and we're thankful for the club. I mean, my sort of contact in there is Andy Farrell. Played with Andy Farrell when we were professional football at Wigan Athletic, and we've had that relationship for years. Paul Jenkins has helped us an awful lot as well. Chris Casper's just gone in there as well. So, I can't thank Paul enough for helping us along with this. But it shows that, they've got faith in us and what we do and how we develop their players when they do pass them over. And the proof is in the pudding with Dara. He came, done what he done. He went back in January, helped us to get where we wanted to get. Obviously, we wanted to get a bit more out of Dara, but he goes back, goes to a higher league in League One, smashed it there. And then, Wigan Athletic ended up buying him. So it works for both parties. So just ongoing, just got to keep that going now.
How's the treatment room looking? Because I think at one point it was quite busy, and I think Jed was saying on Monday it had eased up a little bit. Is that still the case? Yeah,
it's still the case. I mean, obviously I'll have to go and see what the physio said. I'm not in the medical meeting just yet, so I'll do that after this, to be honest. So as soon as this finishes, I'll know a little bit more on that time.
You didn't have Ben Woods and Sean Morley again the other night, even though you made a lot of the changes. Are they sort of the ones that are a little longer term? Yeah,
Sean probably more longer term than what Ben is. Ben's we had a little, I think it was his finger, sort of dislocated it, needed to pop him back in. So we'll see what that is. He had a splint on it yesterday, so we'll see what the medical team have to say today.
And just on Joe Barras, who's obviously you're the Burnley loanee, what's the situation with him? Is he available this weekend?
No, he's not available this weekend, so he had to serve a little suspension with Burnley, which was from obviously when he played for the 21s, I think. So he's come in, so he's not available this week, but he will be for the next games.
Great. As far as the game's concerned, how much confidence can you take to Crewe, given the fact that you got a point from your opening game and won against a team from your league in midweek in the cup? Yeah,
you have to take confidence from it, but as I said, it's a process that we've been going through pre-season of how we wanted to play and how we want to look with and without the ball, and we've shown signs of that in all the games we've played, and we've definitely shown signs in the first two games. So that's got to keep going, and in terms of Crewe itself or the team itself, we played two really good games against them last year. We had a 0-0 here. I think it was great, to be honest, but they've nicked it at the end of the game or near the end of the game from a long throw type of thing in the second phase. Good side, and then obviously we've gone to their place and Sean scored that great goal to win the game 1-0. But they're a good side. They're similar to us, I think personally. I think they can play. I think they can be physical. They can pass the ball. And, and they do really well every year. Lee's got them playing some really good stuff.
Just as far as your team and the performances are concerned, do you feel like Tuesday built on what you did on Saturday? Do you feel we saw more of those things you're talking about against Oldham? Yeah,
I think so, especially in the first half, because I just think, I keep banging the drums like we've got a small squad and everyone getting opportunity. So it's what they do with the opportunity, and And we challenged them that on Tuesday to say, listen, you're going to get it, and as an individual, what are you going to do? Don't give the shirt back, don't give it up, and go and show what you've been sort of the signs that and the performances that you've showed as an individual in the team in the pre-season games. And I think most of them, if not all of them, and especially in the first half, took the chances. So it's one now where you start thinking, well, we know they can do it. They've done it live, they've done it with fans, they've done it when it meant something. And it meant that we were in the next round of the Cup, so they've got the pats on the back, and now can they go and do it again when they get the shirt back?
Given that you made the changes and you got the performance and the result that you got, I asked you on Tuesday whether your team selection for this game is going to be really difficult. Will there inevitably be a few players who are entitled to be a bit disgruntled at not playing this weekend?
Well, I think you always will be as a player when you're not playing, but you'll understand the reasons why when you're not playing as well. You dip in, you dip out, and if it's if I haven't got the answers for them, or the reasons why, then it becomes a problem. But they're all here for a reason, because they're all good players, and they're all going to be part of what we're trying to do and where we're trying to go. So the next game is Crewe, that's the challenge. They've all got the shirt on Tuesday, they all proved that they can play, they've proved it in the pre-season, they've done it live when it mattered. So now we've just got to watch this space again and go on to the next game, which is Crewe, and then see who plays. And I know the lads that don't get the shirt, will be behind the team anyway, and be behind the teammates, because there's another game they're coming thick and fast. We've got Peterborough again Tuesday, so we'll see where that takes us.
Just as far as the younger end of your squad is concerned, Papula played the other night, Tunstall played the other night, obviously Josh Smith was in the team at the weekend. As you strengthen the squad, do they still have the same part to play, or do you start thinking about the best route for them in terms of first team experience?
Bit of both, Dan. So you've got to have a plan. You've got to have a plan for them, because in terms of us not having any games with a 21 team, so we have to make sure it's our duty to make sure we develop them on a training ground, and they need games. So if they're not, because the standards and the levels and the performances of individuals are that good, then they have to go out on loan. But we will keep them in the building, because it'll be beneficial for us and for them to stay in, because they will contribute with the first team. But we have to have a plan. We can't just leave people sitting there and say, right, well, that's it, and forget about them. It's not. We've got a duty of care to them all as players, as individuals. So we'll do what's right, and we'll make sure that we look after them. But as you just said there, in my head, or our head, me and Jed's, when we chat about things, we had plans for the younger players, because we thought, well, they've showed signs in pre-season. Can they actually do it? And they've showed that they can. So all of a sudden, that plan can change, and it's other people that might be going out on loan. So we'll see. So it's a case of performance. It's a case of hitting your levels and being consistent in them levels. And if the lads can do that, then there's no reason why they should stay in the building.
And obviously, you mentioned your schedule. League Cup, alternating Saturday and Tuesday. You obviously got a point from the first league game. How significant a milestone is getting the first three? To go to Crewe and win like you did last season, for example, is that one of those small targets ticked off?
Yeah, I think it has to be, doesn't it? I mean, you look at the stats, because you can only compare from last year, and you always want to do better, from last year. So signs are already, you're seeing the signs already, that of what we've done with the first league game and what we've done against in the first League Cup match compared to last season. So we've progressed, we've got better. So the challenge is now, can we go and do it again? So it's so important, obviously, because you're playing for 3 points. You want to get 3 points. So that's what we'll do. That's the next challenge. The next challenge is Crewe, and that's what we're looking forward to.